Hey guys, it's Boligrafo456 here, and welcome to my first ever Clash Royale video. I've been playing Clash for a while, pretty much since it came out, and I thought it'd be fun to give back to the community and share some of my gameplay on Top Ladder. I started off playing Three Musketeers back in the day. However, that went through a bunch of changes, and then Golem became my main deck. So this is a Golem deck I kind of created, and this video is basically a tutorial of how to play Golem against a bunch of different counters, such as P.E.K.K.A in this game, Xbow, Lavaloon, Three Musketeers, Bait, all the different types of counters you would normally encounter. So this is basically a tutorial on how to use my deck to beat a bunch of other decks. So if you find this helpful, subscribe to my channel and I'll continue to make more videos similar to this. I still want to give a big shout out to all the content creators that I've followed over the past years, such as CWA, OJ, Tag, Shane, Clash Royale, and pretty much all these content creators and CRL that I've been following and watching play over the past couple of years that kind of inspired me to put this out here. So without further ado, I'll get into this game and basically how my gameplay goes about. So it's already about 2 minutes into the game, but whenever I have Golem, or whenever I play Golem, you need to fix your cycle. The cycle is always the part that's, if you don't have the right cycle, you could instantly lose. So usually I like to first fix my cycle. That's the first thing I want to do. And then fixing my cycle means I have Golem in hand, followed by like Night Witch, and then Fisherman or Lightning, something behind. So once I fix my cycle, then I have to figure out what my opponent is playing. So in this P.E.K.K.A matchup, basically I fix my cycle, I put down Golem, Night Witch, and pretty much the main counter to Golem in this match is the P.E.K.K.A. And basically with my favorite card, which is Fisherman, Fisherman can pull the P.E.K.K.A away, and you could you could have the Princess Towers attack the Golem, attack the P.E.K.K.A. And that's kind of my strategy of how to play Golem versus P.E.K.K.A. So basically the whole thing revolves around just getting a positive elixir trade and then building up and making sure I have my cycle intact and P.E.K.K.A is far away from the Golem as possible. So we'll jump into the next match. And the next match, add some little sound. This is versus Lavaloon. So Lavaloon is a harder counter than P.E.K.K.A is, just because I don't have very many air counters in my deck. And I like to go opposite lane, especially when I don't have Golem in cycle. But the way I'm playing this is I'm kind of ignoring the Lavaloon push and going opposite lane. And generally the hunter can pick up the mess on the right, and that's kind of my strategy. So it's pretty much like a tower trade situation at this point. And I kind of try to put myself in a position where I am ignoring the Lavaloon and kind of juking out the opponent. That's kind of what I figured to play in these kind of situations. So right now I'm just kind of taking it slow. and kind of chipping away. So I baited out the barbarian, and I have a really useful hunter in this case. The hunter really gets max value. So I have hunter attacking, and basically lightning and hunter is how I beat this deck. So I'm going to start with the golem in the right lane, and notice how the hunter is still alive. It cleared up the barbarian, cleared up the lava hound and the balloon. And I'm ready for another hunter in the left lane, and I have a strong push on the right lane. So at this point, I'm just going to go for the 3 crowns and kind of ignore the push, as I said. Because that's just like too much air for me to defend, so I'm just going to go to the other side and go for the 3 crown that way. So that's how you beat Lava Hound. Alright, the next game I have is a bait deck. So basically, for bait, I have a ton of spelly cards in my deck, like arrows and bar barrel. And the way I have to play this is kind of slow, and then build up. And double elixir is when I shine against bait. So, kind of want to figure out what spell cards they have, if it's like Rascal's bait, or if it's like Prince or Rocket. Figure out what kind of bait cards they do have. But basically I play this similar to the one with the Night variation. And all I'm kind of doing is defending, mostly during single elixir, and then I am dropping a golem during double elixir and pushing. And lightning the thing in the middle, which is usually Inferno Tower or Tesla during double elixir. So right now I'm not too scared to bait out a rocket, but he's giving me good lightning value with that, so I take it. And I'm kind of just taking it really slow at this point. I don't need to golem, just because all his cards are... He could play his cards a lot faster than I could play my cards with my golem. Like, just defend his bait, and I'm waiting for the double elixir. I also like to have cannon cards as another win condition, because it's really helpful to push opposite lane. And it forces out cards that the opponent might not normally want to play. So I just defend that, and then I have my golem push. My cycle is fixed. And I'm ready to attack. And he's giving me good lightning value. No, I didn't lightning there, but saved the lightning. And going for another push in the left lane. The thing I like about Hunter is it could clean up Barb Barrel, and it also can clean up Tank. So arrow this, and then lightning, and that should be a good game. So that's how you beat bait. The next matchup I have is Sparky, which is another hard counter. I've been having trouble playing Sparky, but I figured out a way to beat it. You basically need to pull the fat tank, whether it's Giant or GoblinGiant, away from the Sparky, and if you isolate the Sparky, it's a lot easier to defend. But right, so I pull the Goblin Giant over, activate King Tower, and then I start my push. So I think him playing the Goblin Giant that early kind of left him vulnerable, and now he doesn't have a tank for the Sparky when he pushes anymore. So he's going pretty aggressive with early Goblin Giants at the bridge, but I use my Fisherman, pull everything to the middle, and then defend. Then I'm just setting up for another push. This time I'm going to go opposite lane. I don't want to go right into the Sparky. And basically I'm going to go for the 3 count in this situation. But he's giving me really good lightning value. Just chunk all that together. He almost gets tower in this case, but it's really close. That was Golem versus Sparky. So now here's a 3 Musketeer deck that I'm playing against. And sometimes when I have my cycle intact, I kind of just go for it in the beginning. So sometimes I just hope they don't have the right cycle, and I kind of play my cards. So I had my cycle intact. And what I noticed is pretty much the Golem death damage and arrows can take out those annoying baby dragon skeleton things. And I kind of been ignoring them for the most part, but trying to defend too much. Because they die pretty easily by themselves. They need to be tanked for. Another reason I put arrows in my deck is to deal with that annoying rocket girl. I think that was a mistake by him, but he's really aggressive at the bridge with that push, but now it just makes it easier for me to push Golem. So, have my setup, and I'm gonna go right lane again. And also hogs, I noticed that Hunter can clean it up pretty well, and if you also barbell arrows it, it gets cleaned up pretty well. Also Musketeer and then death damage from Golem, everything gets cleaned up pretty well with that as well. So I took tower there, and it's pretty much game over at this point. I have a bunch of spells to clean all that up, and doesn't really have much going for him at that point. how you beat Three Musketeers. Alright, so the next example I have is Xbow, which I think is definitely a pretty easy match. I definitely have the match in this situation because you could pretty much drop your tank, which is my Golem or my cannon cart, and he can't defend. He can't really get any push going most of the time. So it's just pretty much dropping the tank and then finding the right opportunities to push during double elliptic. So I usually just cycle the small cards that I have, like the Fisherman and the Barb Barrel, and I'm just waiting for him to drop the Xbow, and I drop my tank. That's pretty much how this works. And as long as you prevent him from getting any locks, then you're pretty good in this situation. You have to be very patient with this deck. So notice I played Xbow there, even though it's not double, but because he just played his Xbow, and I countered it with the cannon cart. And sometimes I just like to cycle fast because you have to get back to your tank. Because if you can't get back to your tank fast enough, then he'll get a lock, and it's a lot harder to win. So he might have got one lock in this game, if I remember. So notice I just lightning, and then I didn't Golem there because I needed to. It wasn't the right time, and okay, I have a tank. Just cycle my small cards. Notice he really hasn't gotten any tower damage with 3 minutes into the game. Just because I think this is a really hard matchup for Xbow. All you do is just drop a tank. Here he may have gotten a lock. Yeah, he got a lock. But pretty late in the game, so I had a lot of tower damage already. So he was going all out on the left lane, so I had to make sure I could defend that. So I just put Golem in the left lane, and he's kind of forced. There's no way he could get Xbow down in the left lane. So I'm just one lightning away now, and all I have to do is drop stuff on the left, defend it, and he doesn't have rocket, all he has is fireball, and that should be game. And that's how you beat Xbow. Okay, so I'm going through my games. Next game I'll show is Golem. I played a guy who's pretty high on ladder. I think it's the highest person I've beaten on ladder before. This guy was ranked 23rd in the world at one point. So this is top Golem versus top Golem on ladder. but this game really shows how important Fisherman is. I think Fisherman's pretty much my favorite card when I'm playing Golem. I Golemed there because I expected him to have Golem, just because he played Prince. So he does a very good job defending. And then I think I'm just lightning all this together. But I don't think he made very many mistakes in this game. I think he defended pretty well. So basically, when you're playing Golem, you always want to Golem far side. So I'm going to Golem far right. That makes it easier to pull Golem to my King Tower. So Fisherman always goes in the far left corner, or far right corner, depending on the push. And that's how you activate King Tower. And I don't even mind having the King Tower at like 200 health. As long as you could take out one of the Princess Towers, that's all you need to win. So now I have my setup again. I have Night Witch, Golem, and it's pretty much that whole strategy the entire game. It's whoever can get the best lightnings, whoever can get the most pulls to King Tower. And one thing I'm surprised he didn't do is you could NATO my Fisherman to the other side and prevent me from doing that. I haven't seen many people do that though. Again, keep on pulling this Golem to my King Tower. And then there's my other win condition. I'm trying to bait out another card. So I baited out the Night Witch, which I think is helpful for me because that's the main card, support card behind the Golem. And set up with Golem again. Or this time I just defend. This time I defended. And I think I tried to get a push in the left lane. Yeah, I went push in the left lane, forcing him to defend the left lane. So notice my King Tower is already a lot lower than my Princess Tower. But it doesn't matter, the game's not over. And cleaned all that up, and then I went for a final push. There's only 45 seconds left. And I'm going all out in the last 40 seconds. And I'm just throwing everything at the bridge. And he doesn't have quite enough to defend. That was Golem versus Golem. So right now I'm about in the top 2,000, which is the highest I've ever been. So if you guys like this video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much for tuning in. Peace.